Hello, Andrew here, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my review of the Premier League fixtures from last weekend. Let's get straight onto it. Your first game on the Saturday, Wolves versus Manchester City. Who would have predicted that? Everyone would have thought that Man City would have won away with a victory here, but Wolves have come in, after winning the championship and showed that they're no pushovers. They gave City a very, very good game of football and they troubled them. They really did. They took the lead. It was handball. It should not have been a goal. He's gone for a diving header. I don't think the linesman really sees it, although he should be looking straight at it. Or just not my phone. But the referee, he can't really see it, and it hits him here, which is handball, which, the goal should not be given. But all credit to Wolves, you really do have to give them credit. They stayed in the game, they took the lead. It didn't last very long. Of course, you expected Man City to get the equaliser, and Man City did. They hit the woodwork, I think, 3 times in that game. And right at the end, when Aguero had that free kick and he hit the bar. So, Man City aren't unbeatable. We showed that last season. They're not unbeatable. But you give them the space, they will, cause you problems and they will win games. Huddersfield found that out last week when they got dominated, and Wolves came with a different style of play and they just did not give them rest. They didn't completely back off. They stayed in the faces. And that's what you have to do against Man City. You have to stay in their faces, stay in the game. Yes, you're still going to concede chances, but when you do, make sure you defend well, and that's what Wolves did. Well done to Wolves. The next game I'm going to talk about is Arsenal and West Ham. West Ham have lost 3 on the trot. They took the lead with Arnautovic as well, and then all of a sudden they just seemed to collapse. And Arsenal took control, and that was it. They were in the lead for 5 minutes, West Ham, and then once Arsenal took control, that was it. An own goal to get Arsenal, back in front. Basically, maybe killed off the game, but Welbeck finished it off with a nice after a pass across finisher at the end. So Arsenal needed that victory, but it was very tough for them. The first 2 games, when you had Manchester City and Chelsea, when you could have got something at Chelsea if you were more clinical. So they had to win that game, which they did. Bournemouth and Everton, there was a massive incident in this game. Richarlison, yes, was he pushed into it, but he doesn't need to lean forward. The second you lean forward with your head, the referee has no choice but to send you off. I literally just put him in my fantasy football team as well, and he goes and does that. Been playing well for Everton, been doing very well, and what does he do? Gets sent off. Very clever. But even with that, Everton, they took the lead via Walcott. And then Alan Smith gets sent off, I believe, for a second yellow card for Bournemouth. Not long just been booked, and then you get another yellow card. What's the ref to do? If you make 2 challenges. And then Michael Keane made it 2-0 to Everton, and you thought, well, that's game over. But then Everton give away a penalty. Josh King steps up, and Ake scores in the 79th minute, and it was 2-2. So, very, very incident game there. 2 red cards, but with Everton and Bournemouth, you're guaranteed goals. If you're ever going to place a bet, and it's Bournemouth and Everton, you always expect goals between them. I think they're the highest scoring teams when they're facing each other in the whole Premier League. So you always expect goals there. So a 2-2 result, not too bad for both sides in a way, because after 3 games, Everton are on 7 points. No, sorry, they're on 5 points. They've drawn 2 on 1. Bournemouth have 1, 2, drawn 1. So, I mean, quite a few sides have made good starts to the season, but some of the sides that you expected to make good starts to the season have, yeah, not really. I mean, like I say, look at West Ham, no points so far. But anyway, on to the next game. And the next game was Huddersfield and Cardiff. I mean, again, this was, like, I predicted a 1-1 here on my prediction. But it ended up finishing 0-0. And again, a red card from a player, Huddersfield player. I mean, Cardiff had a really late chance to win it, and it was just flashed just wide with a header. So, you know, not really much to talk about there. I mean, both needed the points, really. Both struggling. I mean, Huddersfield have only got 1 point from 3 games. And, well, Cardiff have had 2 draws and a loss. I mean, 2 draws isn't too bad. But, you know, that is still, what, 5 places off of West Ham who haven't won a game yet. So, you know, you need a win. I mean, they need to get a win in their next game. Not too sure who it is. But, you know, I'll do a video on that when those games are coming up. Which is next week, to be honest. The next game is Southampton and Leicester City. Again, another game that, you know, and another 2 teams that you expect to be mid-table, to be honest. You don't expect too much from either. Another red card in this game as well. I think it was another 2 yellow cards. I mean, Southampton took the lead through Ryan Bertrand. I think it was against the run of play. Then Damari Gray equalised, and then with Holberg getting sent off, Southampton were trying to hang on. And of all people, not from a header, Harry Maguire gets the winner, you know, shoots from outside the box. I'm not sure if it takes deflection or whatever, and it goes in. So, yeah, I mean, Leicester have got Liverpool next weekend. We need to beat them. But again, you know, Leicester have had 2 wins, 1 loss. But Southampton, again, they've drawn 1, lost 2. Yeah, I know. So, first 3 games, you always want to get a win under your belt. And, you know, some teams ain't managing to do that at the minute. The next game we will talk about is sorry, just bringing it up. Oh yeah, Liverpool versus Brighton. Now, we didn't play as well as we can play. Yes, we had our chances, especially in the first half. A couple of good saves from Rome. But, I mean, only from a mistake from their player. I'm not too sure on his name again now. But Milner wins the ball, plays it to Mane, who plays it to Firmino, plays it to Salah, and he's already getting ready to shoot, and literally he just curls it into the bottom corner. But Brighton, you know, they beat Manchester United the week before, so they were still high on confidence, and because it was only 1-0, they kept their shape, they kept defending well, and they had a couple of good counter-attacks. The main one came towards the end, where a cross comes in, the header, you expect it to be in all day long. Alisson flung, you know, and made the save. Last season, we would either draw that game or lost it. Alisson has made a massive difference already so far, you know, in goal. I mean, 3 games, 3 clean sheets. Liverpool can't, you know, if you offered us that at the beginning of the season, before any games kicked off, yeah, it would have been, like I say, I would have been very, very happy with it. We've got Leicester City away from home next week, so hopefully that's another win, and then we've got the international break. But 3 games, 9 points, yeah, that's the type of result that you want. I mean, quite a few teams have done that so far this season. But yeah, let's go on to the next game, which is Newcastle and Chelsea. Now, Rafa Benitez got criticised for his tactics. although he played the same formation as Wolves. Now, the difference is there was no real desire from Newcastle, where with Wolves there was desire to push on the front two, to push on the front three, where Newcastle just literally just kept moving back and moving back and moving back. Although, and then, I mean, Chelsea take the lead through a penalty. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. If you're watching this as a referee, right, he does get the ball, but the trailing leg also takes down the player. But in the rules, you have to get the ball first before you take the player. If you take the player afterwards, surely that's not a penalty. I mean, you've seen them given, you've seen them not given. On this occasion, it was given. And then, with Newcastle's goal from Joselu, I mean, all he's trying to do is hold Giroud off. Now, I can understand why the Chelsea fans weren't happy, and Chelsea, you know, because it does look like he elbows Giroud in the face, but he's not deliberately trying to do that. All he's trying to do is, like, get off me. So, I don't think it's a foul, and Joselu with a lovely header. But, I mean, they were after that, though, you thought Newcastle would push on. But again, they went back in their defensive shape, and Yedlin, unfortunately, you know, from Alonso's shot, hits him last and goes into the back of the net. So, and he was the one who crossed it for Joselu. So he had a mixed game. But Newcastle need to be more positive. I understand that they don't have the funds of everybody else. You know, Rafa Benitez really wasn't given any money to spend, and I can really understand a lot of frustration. There is a lot of frustration from a lot of Newcastle fans as well, that why won't Mike Ashley give them any money? You know, and I mean, what is it? Newcastle, they've drew 1, lost 2. You know, they are going to have a tough season, especially if they're not got no money to spend in January. So, on to the next game. Fulham versus Burnley. I mean, wow. A 6-goal thriller. 5 goals were in the first half. I mean, Fulham have been playing well. In all of their games, they had been playing so well. And it was just like, you know, they played well against Tottenham. They played well against Crystal Palace, but without getting the result. On this occasion, they played well and got the result. I mean, Seri's goal for them, for their first goal. What a beautiful curling shot. And, you know, then Burnley equalised. And then Mitrovic, you know, scored 2 in 2 minutes. Again, I mean, he is quality. I mean, how Newcastle will let him go, I really don't know. Because they needed that type of player. But Fulham, you know, will welcome him. You know, he got them into the Premier League, and I think Fulham will have a very good season. I know they lost their first 2 games and that lot, but they lost, but playing well. I think, you know, with the right push, they can be in the top 10. And, you know, Burnley then pulled one back just before half-time through to Tarkowski. I mean, he's a pretty decent defender. I quite like Tarkowski. I mean, I was quite shocked why he didn't go to the World Cup. Maybe it was just too early for him. Well, he went. Well, no, actually, no. He was in the backup if somebody got injured. I mean, he should have gone over someone like Phil Jones. I'll come to that when I talk about the Man United game. But, yeah. And then Schürrle, I mean, he was shooting. He just thought his goal would never come. And then eventually, Mitrovic was unlucky to get his hat-trick. Joe Hart makes the save onto the post. Schürrle takes a touch and then just sends it right back where it came from. And, yeah, 4-2 to Fulham, which they fully deserved. So, on to the next game, which was Watford and Crystal Palace. I mean, Watford have started the season so well. I mean, really, really have. I mean, Pereira, has, you know, has been flying for them, you know, down that wing, making chances, scoring goals. I mean, Watford have Tottenham next week. I mean, that's going to be a tough game. But I mean, Crystal Palace, like, their main threat is Zaha. Why they keep playing Benteke, I do not know. He's got no confidence. He doesn't know what to do with the ball at the moment, and he just keeps making these mistakes. You know, like, he's literally playing without confidence. He just doesn't, like I say, he should not be playing. You can't play someone that isn't really influencing the game. I mean, Zaha ended up getting his goal in the end. I mean, there was 2 challenges that possibly could have been sending offs. I mean, the Watford one where he's gone in the back, he's a little bit lucky. You have seen that given as a red card. And although Zaha gets the ball, it's the nature of it. But I mean, the ref gave both yellow cards. If he's not going to give a red card for one, he can't give a red card for the other. So, but again, as I say, yeah, Watford have had a good start. Crystal Palace have had a mediocre start. They've won 1 and lost 2. I mean, they gave us a very good game when we went to Selhurst. They always do, but we got the win in the end. Anyway, on to the next game, and I think that is the last one, which is Manchester United versus Tottenham. Man United, in the first half, they came with some belief. They came with some vigour. They really, you know, it was like we need to show the manager that we want to play. We want to play football. And then there was an incident. Lucas Moura. I mean, like I say, Man United are playing very well. I mean, actually, before the Lucas Moura incident, Lukaku should have scored a pass back that was nowhere going to reach the goalkeeper. Lukaku's gone round the keeper, and all he has to do is pull it in the back of the net, and it flashes past. He also has another chance with his head that goes, completely wide. And this is normally clinical Lukaku. He just wasn't that. And there was an incident with Lucas Moura, and Jones barges into him and gets away with it. It's a pen all day long. Second half, Tottenham come out. They really come at Manchester United. Before you know it, I don't know who's marking Harry Kane, but a cross comes in. Harry Kane, thank you very much. 1-0. 2 minutes later, Lucas Moura was getting on the score sheet. Another ball in, and then it could have been another goal. After he brings on Lindelof, he tries to pass back to De Gea. You got to give De Gea a lot of credit, because how he gets a foot and then gets the save. This is why he is world class. Then there was an incident for Fellaini. I mean, how it's not a penalty for Fellaini, I don't know. His arm is being dragged. So there was 2 penalty incidents, neither of them were given. But I forgot, before the second goal from Lucas Moura, 90 seconds in between, there was a shot that was saved by Hugo Lloris before it went 2-0. So it could have been 1-1 and then went 2-0. If it went 1-1, might have been a different story. But Lucas Moura finished it off on the 84th minute. 3-0 Tottenham. It wasn't a 3-0 game, but I mean, Man United, I still say this, I'm happy as a Liverpool fan, of course I am, right? But when you get your manager, you say, yep, sign a new contract in January, you've got to back him. In this summer window, which was a short window, he said, I need a left-sided centre-back. I need a centre-back, and I need to bring him in now. He wants players now, not players that's going to develop. And the board, if they're going to let him sign a contract in January, have to back him. He's now... they've got Burnley next week. He's got to go to Burnley, get a result. Basically they should win the game. And go into the international break and think and go, right, where do we go from here? If they lose to Burnley, that international break's not going to be a great international break for them, because they're going to have a lot on their mind. They beat Burnley, then you can't say it's too bad. I mean, because then it's what? 2 wins and 2 losses. I mean, yeah, they would rather do better, but, you know, as I say, I hope they fail. I hope they lose to Burnley. But, I mean, they got lucky against Leicester, deserved to lose to Brighton, deserved in the end to lose to Tottenham. Anyway, that is my review of the Premier League. I know this is my longest video I've done. But thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll speak to you all before the Leicester game. Bye bye.